Space is full of surprises, and it seems like every year astronomers and scientists are discovering new things, whether they be giant meteors, comets, new galaxies, Earth-like satellites, supermagnetic neutron stars, or even black holes. But of all the recent discoveries of the last 2 decades, exoplanets are at the top of that list. Gas giants, massive super-Earths, colliding worlds, planets with cannibal satellites, and so much more lie in the deep expanse of space, just waiting to be discovered. Up until the early 2000s, our knowledge of planets was limited only to our solar system, but we are now slowly finding out that the cosmos has an abundance of these alien worlds that could challenge everything we thought we ever knew about planets. Welcome to Techrumor, and today we will be exploring all about the strange and mysterious worlds that lie just beyond our solar system. The existence of extrasolar planets, now called exoplanets, back in the day was simply a myth. But it was Michael Mayer and Didier Queloz who finally discovered the first exoplanet in 1995. Detecting an exoplanet is not that simple because, unlike a star, planets are much more faint. In order to observe and actually study these planets, one has to actually follow the motion of the star, using the Doppler effect. The pair of astronomers belonged to the small group of researchers who really believed that there just had to be more planets out there and decided to do some planet hunting, which led them to find a very sun-like star 51 Pegasi. Studying the star led them to believe the existence of a planet having a mass somewhere in between Jupiter and Saturn. Many argued that it wasn't possible due to the strange orbital distance of this said planet, which was only 1/20th of the Earth's distance from the Sun. What they discovered is what we know today as hot Jupiter, which by theory shouldn't even exist, as the planet is 51 Pegasi b, 50 light-years away from the Earth. The planet is about half the size of Jupiter and is able to orbit its central star in just 4 days. Ever since the discovery of 51 Pegasi b, it seems like every other week we are discovering a brand new one with new shapes, moons, liquids, surfaces, etc., and the more you learn about exoplanets, the more mysterious they actually become. This might just be the greatest duo of all time. Black holes are among the most interesting and puzzling objects in the universe. What do you get when you have a black hole and an exoplanet? Well, they're calling it a blanet. These exoplanets are the most extreme of them all, and they may be orbiting a big, supermassive black hole instead of a star. With at least 100 to 1,000 times the mass of the Sun, supermassive black holes are often surrounded by thick clouds of gas, which typically radiate a ton of energy. Researchers are now considering a new phenomenon, and that is the formation of planets in this cloud of dust around the supermassive black hole. As per the generally accepted theory around planetary formation, planets form in the protoplanetary disk of dust and gas which surround young stars. Though there is currently no known black hole orbiting an exoplanet yet, as we dig further it seems more and more possible. These planets would be much different and not comparable to, say, Earth or Jupiter, meaning that it could just open up a whole new rabbit hole of worlds to investigate. Cue the interstellar theme song. Exoplanets have opened up a whole new avenue of study, and have even helped change the whole basis of how we once believed planets were formed. Another important contribution has been the discovery of rogue planets. Astronomers now believe that the Milky Way could actually be full of exoplanets that have been orphaned or broken free from their parent stars and are now wandering through space alone. These rogue planets are extremely difficult to study because without their parent star, it's almost impossible to spot them in the first place. The planets are spotted using the technique called gravitational microlensing, which is essentially the deflection and focusing of light from a distant star as an object passes in front of it. They are said to either be ejected from their planetary system, in true Among Us imposter style, or were never gravitationally bound to a star to begin with. OGLE 2016 BLG 1928 is one that wanders through the Milky Way. It has zero association with any other planetary system or stars and simply zips through the galaxy all alone. WISEA 1147, MIA 2015, BLG 337L are some of the other free-floating cosmic loners that were discovered. One of the things that has really astonished researchers has been the crazy weather conditions on some of the planets they've discovered. WASP-76b is a planet unlike any other, where it actually rains iron. In 2013, the ESPRESSO instrument was used to discover and study the planet, where they found that the day side of the planet experienced heated temperatures as compared to the night side that's hot enough to vaporize iron. When the iron vapor is carried across to the other side by the windy weather, it forms liquid droplets, bringing down an iron rain. The exoplanet HD 189733b is almost like a big blue shiny marble. It's beautiful and tranquil, but one thing you've got to remember when it comes to these exoplanets, their looks are very deceptive. Things are not all as they seem in these strange worlds, and this is just one prime example. The planet has come to light for its crazy weather conditions, like supersonic winds of around 9,000 kilometers per hour. When it rains, it's almost like shards of molten glass falling from the sky. The planet also happens to have an extended atmosphere that's far too large for its size, and the immense radiation it receives from its star might be depleting it slowly. Like we said, the more you know about exoplanets, the stranger they get. What about a planet that is completely made up of precious metal or even diamond? A planet shaped like a football that bleeds heavy metals? Sure, why not? By now you've got the gist that these mysterious exoplanets come in every shape, size, and with some really weird attributes. With a scorching temperature of 2,700 degrees Celsius, 55 Cancri E sure is a space gem. No, literally. Formerly known as Janssen, it is now being called the most valuable object in the universe. 55 Cancri E is twice the size of the Earth, with almost 9 times its mass and only 40 light-years away. What truly sets it apart from the other planets is that it's composed of extremely high-pressure carbon in the form of graphite and diamond, along with iron and certain other elements. Many astrophysicists suggest that a planet like this could possibly form regularly when proplanetary dust clouds have a high ratio of carbon collapse and form a planet, and 55 Cancri E may not be the only one. These types of exoplanets could have very hard diamond interiors if formed under the right conditions, and the only true drawback is that it would be uninhabitable and doesn't possess the properties needed for conducive life. In 2019, an exoplanet about 900 light-years away from the Earth was discovered that it is said to be so hot that its atmosphere appears to be bleeding magnesium and iron. WASP-121b is so hellishly hot because it orbits its star about 15 times closer than Mercury is to the Sun that it sheds heavy metals instead of just condensing them into clouds. The heat also makes it appear puffed like an American football. When trying to establish a human presence on other planets, our efforts have previously been very limited to either Mars or one of Jupiter's moons like Titan. But now, astronomers have discovered that several exoplanets actually share many Earth-like similarities. In order to be considered Earth-like, the planet would have to be not too hot, not too cold, and have liquid water on its surface, and have a hospitable atmosphere with good weather conditions, to name a few. In 2014, the Kepler Space Telescope discovered a planet within the habitable zone dubbed Kepler 186f, about 500 light-years away. The history-making find has shown that the planet is in the star system where liquid water actually has the potential to exist on the planet's surface. This was the first ever of its kind, and is the most similar in size to Earth. Kepler 452b, the Earth's older cousin, 1400 light-years away in the constellation Cygnus, is another strong contender and is the closest analogue to Earth and the Sun. Researchers have even stated that it's astonishing how the planet has survived about 6 billion years in the habitable zone, which goes to show that with the right ingredients there is substantial opportunity for life to arise. TRAPPIST-1 system holds 3 planets that are in the habitable zone of the star and have displayed Earth-like properties. There are a number of these super-Earths being discovered regularly, and until we know more about them, comparing them to the Earth will prove to be a bit of a hurdle. As of now, the exoplanets still cannot fully compare to our planet, and the search will continue. Who knows, Earth 2.0 could be hundreds and thousands of light-years away, or right around the corner, lurking in the Milky Way. It has been estimated that there are billions of more exoplanets and Earth-like planets orbiting their very own version of the Sun. The discovery of the exoplanet has opened up a whole new world, or worlds rather, that make for exciting new discoveries. There's just no telling what we'll find as technology advances and scientists are able to peer deeper and deeper into space, such as with the James Webb Space Telescope. Perhaps we will finally end the search for another habitable planet, unearth signs of extraterrestrial life, and find many other spectacular extrasolar planets that are just waiting to be discovered. So what do you think? Which exoplanet would you like to visit if you had the chance? Let us know in the comments. Please like and share the video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.